Yeah, so good morning and welcome to another class. In the last few sessions, we are learning about vagus nerve and stimulating the vagus nerve. So we learned about various techniques on how we can stimulate. So Rimple Ganeri wala. So we have two rimples now. So just be with the flow. Don't worry too much about what we discussed in the last class. Okay, if you can on your camera, all the more better. Okay. Others also बहुत cameras बंद है. मैंने request किया था because it is for you only. If you're on the camera, you will be more attentive. And if you're in some other work, do that work with full attention. Then maybe you can log out and you can see the recording later on. Okay. So कौन कौन से technique हमने सीखे थे about stimulating the vagus nerve? Which techniques did we learn?
Long,
Yeah.
long inhalation,
No.
Brahmari pranayam,
Mukta, it was long exhalation.
long exhalation,
Yes. So long
Brahmari
exhalation
pranayam,
technique. Brahmari, okay.
gargling,
Gargling, okay.
panting,
Chanting, yeah.
laughter,
Sorry.
laughter,
Laughing, yes. Laughter, laughing, yes.
and walking in the nature.
Nature, going out in nature. Okay. Anything else that comes to your mind that how we can stimulate the vagus nerve? Anyone else? No? Yeah. Candle gazing. Vagus nerve, yes, you can say, yeah. It also, candle gazing also stimulates the vagus nerve because it also connects our eyes to our brain, the vagus nerve. So, yes, candle gazing, Tratak also, the eye movement that we do, neck movements that we do, these things. Asanas also, many like backward bending asanas, they also stimulate the vagus nerve. Meditation, it's doubtful. I'm not sure whether meditation does activate the vagus nerve or not. Okay. One thing that I missed that I wanted to cover is was cold water. Okay. So washing your face with cold water or taking a cold shower, you can add to the list that we discussed. This is another way. So at the Yoga Institute, what we are taught that every 1 to 2 hours, especially if you are on your gadgets, especially and most of us are on our gadgets these days, so it's very good to wash your face with cold water. Okay, cold water. Try अगर आप घर पे हैं तो you can add few ice cubes also to that water and then wash it. बाहर है तो don't worry, just wash it with if cold water is available, well and good. If it doesn't, if it's not available, then you can just wash with normal room temperature water. So this is another way. In Ayurveda, there are various techniques to stimulate your vagus nerve. This I tried in 2012, and the results were amazing. Where you put cold pack on your stomach. Okay, so if you want to learn about that, we can maybe cover that in a next session, or because this is not actually not a part of yoga; it's a part of Ayurveda, naturopathy rather, not Ayurveda. Also, it's a part of naturopathy where you put cold pack around your neck and your stomach. So this is another technique. You should know, at least you should know that there is another technique to stimulate your vagus nerve. Now, my question is why it is important. Hmm? So, जैसे Mukesh told about two things. One is the central nervous system, and second was peripheral nervous system, right? So, peripheral nervous system is like the autonomic nervous system. It is the rest and digest system. मतलब कि the functions that happens on their own, they will function at the optimum when we are in rest mode. Okay, so if you want to live fully, if you want to be energetic, if you want to make full use of your available energy, then you have to be most of the time you have to be in rest mode. Okay, so if you want to repair something, suppose take an example of a machinery. If you want to repair the machinery, so when do you repair it? Do you repair it with the if it's turned on or it's turned off? Take the example of a car. Car ka example लो. You want to service a car. So is the engine turned on or off at that time? Hmm? Anyone? I need someone to talk. Yeah,
Off.
off. Off. Obviously, it is off. So our body is also like a machine. There are various systems. There are various systems. Now, problem with this machine is that we cannot turn it completely off. अगर वो completely off हो गया मतलब समझ जाओ राम नाम सत्य है ठीक है ना अगर problem is that it cannot be turned completely off. But good thing is that we can consciously turn off one system at a time. Most of the systems, that also not all the systems, we can consciously do that. Now suppose you are meditating. Now suppose you are meditating. So those who don't know meditation, don't worry too much about meditation. हाँ meditation करे तो which system is turned off at that time? Hmm? Or at least the speed of that is reduced. कौन सा system you are meditating? No? Thinking, yes. Namit is saying this, thinking. So you slow down your thinking. Now suppose you are doing intermittent fasting. So what system you are slowing down? The digestive system, right? So like this, consciously, we can consciously actually slow down various systems in our body. And everything that is happening in our body is controlled by the brain. So this is like the controller. यहाँ से control हो रहा है. यहाँ से various nerves originate, the spinal cord, the brain stem, everything. Everything comes from the brain only. So the vagus nerve that is there, this is the two-way communication between brain and the body. ये आप समझ जाइए. Very important point for you to understand. If you want to lead a long, healthy life. So there is one nerve which connects your brain to practically every part of the body, primarily your gut. And the gut brain axis, the two-way communication that happens between the brain and the gut. That is primarily through the vagus nerve. So the term that we use is vagal tone. You should know this term also since you are learning, going so deep. I'll type in the chat box. You can note down the spelling. तो जैसे बोलते हैं ना हमारे मसल्स टोन्ड होने चाहिए, हमारे स्किन टोन्ड होना चाहिए, तो हमारे वेगस नर्व भी टोन्ड होना चाहिए. दैट इज नोन एज वेगल टोन. So through these practices, what you will do, you will strengthen your vagus nerve. You will improve the vagal tone. So what will happen now if you improve the vagal tone? Come on, let's see who gets the prize. What happens if you strengthen that vagal nerve, that two-way communication between brain and body? What will happen? Hmm?
Body and
Yeah,
mind both be healthier.
more healthier to hoga. See, that is a general term, healthier. But I want something specific. What part of the nervous system would get activated? Sympathetic or
Uh,
parasympathetic?
parasympathetic.
Parasympathetic would get activated. So all the functions that are related to the parasympathetic nervous system, those are like channeled properly in our body. That repair happens fast. Mukta, the repair जो होता है ना हमारा, that repair can happen only when your parasympathetic is on. If you are stressed, if you are hurried, if you are worried, if you are in any kind of anxiety, any kind of बोलते ना that I am not stable, I cannot sit at one place, then your body is in damage mode. So you can say very simply damage mode versus repair mode. So if your sympathetic is constantly on, sympathetic for those who have joined today, it is the fight or flight mechanism in our body. That you are always in a battle. जैसे हम कोई बैटल फील्ड में है and you are at constant battle with yourself or anybody else, then it's a damage mode. That is also important. ऐसा नहीं है कि वो important नहीं है. If you perceive a danger somewhere, or if you need to rush somewhere and if an emergency comes, then you need to actually go in fight and flight mode. But the problem is that we have forgotten how to turn it off. हमें पता होना चाहिए हम उसको टर्न ऑफ कैसे करें. एंड दीज टेक्निक्स दैट वी हैव लर्न, द लॉन्ग एक्सहेलेशन, द diaphragmatic breathing pranayam number 4, humming, chanting, gargling was one of the methods, cold showers or washing your face with cold water. ये सब जो हमने टेक्निक सीखी, जो वेरियस टेक्निक्स दैट वी आर लर्निंग ओवर द पास्ट फ्यू वीक्स, this will turn that off, the sympathetic mode, and turn on the parasympathetic. And this is just for your own conviction that you should know that हमें तो पता तो होना चाहिए हमारे शरीर में क्या है. Okay, so clear everybody, a good recap of why these practices are important. Can we do these simple practices? Hmm? किस किसने किया gargling before the class? Anybody did gargling before the class, or are you planning to do after the class? After the class तो सब अंगूठा दिखा दीजिए चलिए. हाँ, yeah, at least.
Even Jaliti also, I think.
Very good, excellent. So Jalniti, I'm not speaking too much about because it is not possible to teach online. It is possible actually. Let's see if we can do it someday in the afternoon. If we can do, it is possible. But yeah. So these techniques that we are learning in the class, this will help you stay more in the parasympathetic system. Malaki, it is parasympathetic will be on more often, and your chances of living a healthier, longer life, what Muktadi spoke about, will be more. Okay. So See, it is very important to know about ourselves. So what yoga speaks about, तो आज हम we are starting a new series kind of thing you can say. तो yoga also speaks about the human intellect. सबको पहली बात पता है what is intellect? Or should I cover basic cover करना? Yeah. तो see, yoga speaks about different koshas. Koshas मतलब क्या होता है? There are different layers to us. So everybody now, at least you understand that we are not just this physical body. There is something more to our creation. Agree, everybody? Yeah, I should cover this again. I think everybody knows this. Yeah, if you are somewhat into spirituality or somewhat into knowledge of human body, then we are not just this body. We are beyond something. Okay. So what yoga speaks about is five koshas, different बोलते हैं ना different parts of our being. So one is this physical being, one is it's about the pranayam kosha, the breath, which is there. It talks about that. It talks about manamay kosha, the mind. It talks about vigyanmay kosha, which is the intellect, and then it talks about the which is the last one. Yeah, anybody remembers Yoga Institute Guide SM? In the satsang they talk about what was the fifth kosha? Anybody? Yeah, yeah. Any other word for the deepest layer
Annamaya
of our being?
Soul,
Pranamaya
soul.
Soul. Yes, soul. You can say. Yeah, Muktadi. Yes.
Pranamaya Kosh.
No, pranmay तो second हो गया. See that after body comes the pranmay kosh. Yeah.
Manomaya.
Anandamay.
Anandamay, Anjana aunty. Manomay is the mind, Vigyanmay is the intellect, and what Anjana aunty said, Anandamay, the bliss or the soul. You can say the soul or the consciousness. So it is body, the breath, the mind, the intellect, and the soul, the consciousness or Anandamay, which is always in bliss mode. Okay, so these are different parts of our being. Should I repeat the Hindi word? सबको लिखना है. I think you should know. Yeah. So come on, Anjana aunty. What is the सबसे grossest? Yeah.
Annamaya kosha.
Annamay. Annamay kosh. Annamay kosh is the grossest part of our being. What is second? Other than Anjana aunty, anybody else wants to cover? Anjana aunty, Pranamay. Anjana aunty, am I right? Pranamay. Is it the right word? Or is there any other word? Because there are different schools of thoughts that use different words. I just want to
Manomaya.
speak. Manomay is the second. Okay, sorry. So first was Annamay, second is Manomay. What is the third one, Anjana aunty? You can keep yourself unmuted today. So Annamay, Manomay, then what comes third?
Pranamaya.
Prana.
Pranmay. Pranmay, yes. Pranmay. Then comes Vigyanmay, the
Vijnanamaya.
intellect.
And then Anand.
Intellect. And then Anandmay, bliss. So these are different layers of our being. And what yoga speaks about, the intellect. Intellect. So what is intellect? Anybody? We have covered this before. What is intellect? Hmm? What is
Is it
mind? Achha, yeah.
consciousness, super consciousness, and subconsciousness? No.
Not really, not really. See, जो मनमय कोश था mind is the seat of emotions. Okay, mind क्या है? Seat of emotions. So whatever emotions that we feel, that we experience is our mind. Okay, and intellect is also known as a vivek buddhi. Intellect को क्या बोलते हैं? विवेक बुद्धि. It's the power of discrimination. What is right and what is wrong. This is intellect. ये हमें बताता है क्या सही है क्या गलत है. That whenever you in a dilemma, that what path to choose, it's your intellect that should make the decision, not the mind. Okay, now what yoga speaks about is that the intellect has different traits, different qualities. हमारी जो इंटेलेक्ट की होती है. So this I want to cover in the series which we are going to cover. So for today we will stop here. We have done revision of the last class. Okay, we know the different states of our being. There are five koshas, and within that intellect, it has various qualities. I'll just touch upon the first quality today because it is so important for us to know. It is, what is the first bhava that we learned, the first trait? Pooja and Jananti, you should know by now. Yeah, what is the most important trait of intellect?
Dharma.
Dharma. Okay, so what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the year dharma, and then we start the pranayama? Yeah, anyone?
Duties.
Duties. Superb. Yes. So, what duty are we talking about, Priya? Yeah, what duty in yoga?
duty of our thoughts, of our
Okay.
routine, of our emotions, of our
Yes. So in
discipline.
general, yes. So in general, you can say duty towards yourself comes first. But yoga doesn't talk about duty towards yourself only. So there is a hierarchy of duties what yoga talks about. So first and foremost is duty towards your own self. सेकंड क्या आना चाहिए इन द हायरार्की ऑफ ड्यूटीज हमने कवर किया पास्ट में ये बहुत आई थिंक आई कवर्ड दिस लास्ट ईयर क्या विशाल आप आगे किया अपना हाथ
Family.
family so first come duty towards self then come duty towards family third
business,
work या work or business
and
fourth is
fourth is
society
social.
fourth is
Society.
society and fifth is humanity so whenever you're
Fifth
in
is which
dilemma
one?
क्या करना है sorry
Fifth, I never heard. Like you discussed this
humanity
all in the past.
okay fifth is humanity you can say duty towards humanity so first take care of yourself then your family then your work then society and then in general humanity I'll just end with one thought. Why do you think doing your duty is important? Let's see what you think. Why do you think doing your duty is important? Any duty. First and foremost, याद रखिएगा, it's a duty towards your own self. That is the most important because if you cannot take care of yourself, how will you take care of others? Hmm? But my question is, why is doing your duty important? Or let me
Uh,
yeah, what's this?
to be disciplined and to follow the routine and
Okay.
basically to be in order.
Okay, so Mukesh is telling to be in order, to be disciplined, to follow your routines. Your duties are important. Okay, anybody else has any other point of view?
Yeah, maybe for mental well-being.
For mental well-being, your duties are important. Absolutely, yes. Any other one? Harpreet,
Balance life.
balance our mind. Okay, so if you do your duties, you are in a balanced state of mind. Yes, very true. So mind, emotions, discipline, routines, और क्या आ रहा है आपके mind में? Why are your duties important? Yeah, anybody else? Saptadin, हमारी duties क्यों important है?
Feeling
Strengthens
of
your relationship.
satisfaction and completeness.
Feelings of sorry.
Satisfaction.
Okay, so you feel satisfied when you do duties. Absolutely, yeah. You get that feeling of completeness and satisfaction. Okay, go more deeper now.
To set boundaries of what you can do and what you cannot do.
Yes, partly correct, I would say. Now I'll just put it another way.
Maybe for
To achieve the
healthy
why,
living.
that why we are here, like to achieve that why we have to
Okay,
do
I'll
this.
come to you, Vishal, later on. Yeah, Baljeet auntie.
Yeah, for healthy living, for longer life, long life. Kind.
They're living longer. Absolutely. If you do your duties, you will live longer. But Vishal is the nail on the head. Yeah, Vishal.
A
He's
purpose
like
of our life.
Purpose of
Purpose of our life.
dharma, duty, purpose of
Right.
life. Why are you here? So your duty, your dharma, bhava. We call this bhavas in Sanskrit. We call this bhava, the traits. So bhava बोलते हैं. The first bhava duty, it connects you to your why of being here on this planet. कि हम इस धरती पे आए क्यों हैं? किसी ने सोचा है कभी? We don't even think of it. Why are we here? Why did God plant us here as a human being? We rarely think of these things. किसने सोचा आज तक? I guess 99% people on this planet don't even think about why they are existing here, why they are, why God has like given them this human life with this super intellect where we can like think about we can remember the past, we can imagine our future. So such a powerful trait that only human beings have, and we don't even think that why we are here. So if you want to just end with a thought today, so just everybody can, I think I will agree with this, that God put us here on this planet to make this world a better place to live in. Have this awareness in your mind always, that I am here on this planet to leave this world better than I found it. वरना क्यों भगवान आपको यहाँ भेजेंगे? क्या नाश करने के लिए कि चलो तुम धरती पे गए, धरती का नाश करके आओ, बर्बादी करके आओ, वॉर करके आओ? हाँ, इसके लिए भगवान भेजेंगे? सोच सकते हैं कभी? आप कोई चीज क्रिएट करेंगे, क्यों क्रिएट करेंगे? बिकॉज दैट गिव्स यू हैप्पीनेस. सो वन ऑफ आवर ड्यूटीज इज टू मेक आवर क्रिएटर हैप्पी. So whenever you do anything, just think, if I do this activity, is my creator happy with me? Very powerful hack. This is a very powerful hack that I use very often. And just remember this. क्या बोला उसके पहले मैंने भूल गए. Remember anybody? Why are you here? to leave this world
make the
yes,
world
better
a
place.
happier place
Make the
or
world better
better.
place. Yes, this is both a primary duty, the first and foremost duty of a human being. This should be that anything that you do in your life, this should be from this point of view. We'll cover more about duties. It's a very Dharma is such an important topic. We will cover in the next session. We will continue with Dharma. But revision लेता हूँ, तो please do see this recording, or if you have made notes, do revise your notes before the class, because unless it's good into your subconscious, वो खाली एक बोलते हैं lecture बन के रह जाएगा ये. But I want actually you guys to apply these learnings in your life, especially the जो हमने techniques सीख रहे हैं हम, very very important techniques. We will start with few of the techniques now. We'll start with primarily the breathing exercises that we did. So please go on your mat.